manifestation is temporary and occasional, but it is not false as claimed by Mayavadi philosophers. The Sanskrit Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. So today is a small verse, 2 lines. This is, in summary, what is the nature of this cosmic manifestation. So here Maitreya is saying, as it is now, it was the same in the past and it will be the same in the future. We think we have discovered something new and we are in a new civilization, but Bhagavatam has a different view. It is saying what it is now today, it was there previously also and it will be there in the future. The summary of all activities in this world is very simple: creation, maintenance and destruction. This is the summary. So in the past, these 3 phases of matter existed. Currently also these 3 phases are running. In the future also these 3 will continue. Matter can never remain permanent here, so it has to be created, maintenance, there is a destruction. We may think now we are in the cusp of the latest developments in technology, artificial intelligence, robotics and this and mobile and this and that, but it was all existing in the past also. And it will continue to exist in the next creation also. There is a proverb in English, it says, history repeats itself. All history is same. It repeats itself continuously. For example, during Mahabharata time, we heard how Kauravas are produced. When Dhritarashtra's wife Gandhari became pregnant, and somehow she saw that the Pandavas are coming up earlier than she is supposed to produce. So she beats the womb, and then it becomes into 100 parts. They are all put it into parts, and in each and every part has produced one Kaurava. Keeping these fetuses in the part and producing a child out of it, what kind of a technology? Because it's a summary description of what happened. We call it as test tube babies. Okay, instead of part, you have put it into one test tube probably. The technology was there. Brahmastra was there. Now nuclear weapon, you can say, very crude nuclear Brahmastra it is. Not a fine Brahmastra. So everything that we are seeing today existed. They are talking about replacing the head, replacing this body. All was there. We have famous Devata, Vinayaka. His head is not a human head. Then we have Daksha. His head has been replaced with the head of a goat. And then man becoming a woman, woman becoming a man. It all existed. There are stories in Bhagavatam which talks about how a king becomes a woman because he mistakenly enters into a garden where Parvati and Shiva were there in a confidential way, and this man enters, so he was cursed to become a woman. So all these technologies or whatever you call, they all exist. This world goes on like that systematically. There is a systematic activities of the time factor, and there is a systematic schedule. Everything will be, there is a creation, then there is a maintenance, and there is an annihilation. Some technology we have seen that has been created, say this mobile technology, some two decades back we have seen these mobiles coming into picture. And then everything goes into 6 phases. Slowly they increase, they produce offshoots, and then they continue for some time, they start dwindling, finally finish. This is true for our material body, it is true for this universe, it is true for mobile. They all have a certain time period within which these 3 phases will continue to happen. Now people are talking, scientists are talking about how we don't need a mobile gadget. They're saying we can produce that in the air. There's a mobile E-types. Now these technologies, are they new? No, same thing. It is all a repetition of the kind of powers that we have heard or seen in the past. So that's why here it is mentioned, there is a time factor. There is an eternal time factor which is taking everything through these phases: creation, maintenance, and destruction. There's nothing new. Long, long ago there was sun. Now also there is sun. And as long as this universe is existing, there will be sun. Long, long ago there was summer, there was winter, there was rainy season. Now also same thing. And there was moon. Now also there is moon. There were floods, there were earthquakes. What is new? The seasonal changes are there. Same fruits are there, mangoes and this and that. In fact, they used to have many more fruits. Now we don't have. That is our advancement. For example, in Panihatti, we use one banana called champakala. Now very difficult to get those bananas. Just 500 years ago, they have all these nice, wonderful fruits, bananas and this and that. In those days, you can sit and eat sugar whole day. Nothing will happen to you. Now if you take one drink with little sugar mixed, that's all, 1 week, you will have diabetic problem. This advancement that we have made, but these diseases are also not new. Ayurveda talks about diabetes. It talks about BP. It talks about all these things. The Veda contains all possible, list of all possible diseases and a solution to that. So that's what here in 2 lines Maitreya has summarized, that as it is now, same in the past, and continue the same way in the future. There's nothing called modern technology and something we have advanced better than the past. No, as and when there is a necessity, Krishna will inspire somebody, he will discover, he will get Nobel Prize and this and that, but all those things are already existing. And Krishna knows how exactly to guide that jiva so that ancient wisdom is same, he is there, he knows how to guide him to that particular discovery. So, one important point from this verse is that looking for novelty, looking for something new in this material world is a waste of time. People get excited about these small discoveries. But what they don't realize is that the discovery which I got excited so much in the past doesn't exist now. Soon mobiles will go away, Wi-Fi, all those things will go away. But now you are so excited. Governments we used to announce, in this particular corridor when your vehicle is going, all Wi-Fi free, railway station free, and then immediately excitement, and they get votes. But that Wi-Fi will not be there after some time. In fact, in some areas they gave Wi-Fi freely, and then they started analyzing what are they doing, people. And then, as you can imagine, everybody is downloading porn. Then they have shut that, Wi-Fi. This thing. What is the use of? A spiritualist, how he takes, he knows that everything has to go through these three phases: creation, maintenance, and annihilation. So he doesn't get excited about these material things. He has no hope on the material enjoyment. Why should I remain in a place where all these phases of creation, maintenance, and destruction are there? One day it will be destroyed. I am thinking this is the source of my happiness. This object, or you may say this person, or this girl, or this man, or this is the source of my enjoyment. But one day that source will not be there. You take any source, it will not be there. No, I am not attached to people, I am attached to my mobile and gadget, but that also will not be there. So, a transcendentalist, he understands that this is the nature of this world. And then he doesn't want to be absorbed in this material world. This is an important point. As soon as one understands the temporality of what he is doing, immediately his feeling is, what is the use? Bhagavatam also says the same thing, Shamayeva hi kevalam. Let us say you may be doing so many very important work, you are typing some important program. Each key is Shamayeva hi kevalam. You are typing and typing and typing and producing some very important, whatever that program is. But what is the result? Shamayeva hi kevalam. Simply waste of time. One day that program will go, one more program will come. What happened to all that you have done? Your animation, this, that, everything. So that's why it is said that one has to be detached from these material activities. As a matter of duty, we should do our duties because we have to get some food. This body requires maintenance. For that sake, yes, we have to do our basic necessities. Okay, do your duty, but without any attachment. Your attachment should be on Krishna, on developing Krishna consciousness, on something permanent. But as long as one is attached to anything material, he has to repeatedly come back again and again here and go through the same phase: creation, maintenance, and destruction. As long as mind is absorbed in these three, Bhagavatam calls that there is a lot of dust in the mind. This is called dust. Dust means these three: creation, maintenance, and destruction. Attraction to these three are called dust in the mind. It will cover your real vision. You will not be able to understand that I am a spirit soul. It is a foreign place to me. I am not supposed to be here. I am supposed to be with Krishna. In the spiritual world, all these things are not clear. Jiva can never understand. Again and again, it comes to this world. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya, he says, Tatapi Vishayera Swabhav Kare Maha And. This is the Swabhava of Vishayi, that means material enjoyment. So, the potency of the material enjoyment is that Kare Maha And. It will make him completely blind. The dust is covered. For example, if there is a huge hurricane kind of an environment, and sometimes the dust storms will come, And let us say you are on the road, you cannot see anything. You are going in a car, you cannot see anything. Anda. And then say karma karaya. And then what happens? He will do such activities. Yate haya bhava bandha. And then those activities will bind him to bhava. Bhava means the bondage of birth and death. So this is the nature. Moment a jiva gets into this vishaya, attraction to sense objects, he will commit all kinds of activities, andha activities, and then he will have to come again and again. Mahaprabhu explains this to Raghunath when he comes to Jagannath Puri to surrender to Lord Chaitanya. As soon as he comes to Jagannath Puri, he surrenders to Lord Chaitanya, and Chaitanya immediately assigns him to Swarup Damodar Goswami and says, now onwards you will be known as Swarupera Raghunath. So Raghunath, after trying for so many times, he is able to come to Lord Chaitanya's mission and surrender himself fully. Not easy. So many obstacles. If someone is in the outside world, apparently going on normally, and let us say he wants to change his path and then he wants to come to Krishna consciousness. And then he will say, no, I am not interested in material enjoyment. The world will not leave you so easily. They will all come to fight with you. They will argue, why you are going away? You suffer like us. Why are you getting free? Yeah, Radha Govinda. They are not happy that one person is going away and trying to become happy. No. So Raghunath was, he was born into, not ordinary family. Born into a pious Vaishnava family. Govardhan Majumdar and Hiranya Majumdar, they are the family. And then he is born into such a family. Their opulence is equal to that of Indra. The facilities and the enjoyment, everything that is available is far beyond our imagination. There's so many, they used to get 12 lakh gold coins every year. So that was the kind of opulence there. But somehow Raghunath from the childhood is not interested in material enjoyment. It's not an ordinary quality. He gets association of Namacharya, and his guru happens family guru. In Bengal, in fact, entire country, they used to have this concept of a family guru. The family guru is Yadunandana Acharya. Because of their exalted devotion, Raghunath got such a wonderful association that he became disinterested in this material enjoyment. From the childhood, it's not ordinary. Like when I began my class, I saw some children sitting here. Not ordinary. Even that much is also very extraordinary. Because the child's nature is to simply play, playing proclivities. So, once Raghunath comes to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Shantipur to stay with Advaita Acharya. And Advaita Acharya is very favorably disposed to Raghunath's family. That Govardhan Majumdar was very devoted to Advaita Acharya. You can see very exalted circumstances. And then he comes to know, so he goes to Shantipur and he wants to have darshan of Lord Chaitanya. Imagine Lord has come personally to Shantipur And then Raghunath gets this opportunity. Advaitacharya, he sees this Raghunath, calls him and then gives him special Mahaprasad of Lord Chaitanya, because he is very favorably disposed to their family. He knows, okay, this boy is from that family, so he used to give some special prasad. And then that 1 week or so, he is with Lord Chaitanya's association. And then Raghunath gets an impression about higher life. He understands, he becomes ecstatic actually in the service of Lord Chaitanya. So when he comes back, obviously he is not at all interested in these material things. How the material world and the material enjoyment and material things becomes pale in the heart of a devotee only when he experiences the higher taste. Param Durshva, this is the only way we can get rid of our attraction to this material world. Just by doing some exercises in the mind, intellectual jugglery, we will not be able to come out of this attachment. We will not be able to get rid of the old habits if we don't develop a higher taste. So this is the formula. So Raghunath, by his fortune, he developed that taste, and then he immediately becomes uninterested in this material enjoyment. So he was repeatedly trying to reach Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri. The parents saw that this boy is not interested. There's so much of wealth and so much of business. Who will take care of all these things? And he is the only son. They thought that this boy will grow, become a big businessman, and continue the parampara. Parents are worried about Vamsha, parampara. You are the only one, what will happen? Our Vamsha has to go on. All Vamshas have to die. That they don't know. Every Vamsha will die. There is nothing called, you can keep any Vamsha permanently here. These 3 phases are compulsory for every Vamsha. They were worried, and then immediately they discussed, and then they got him married. That, this is the only solution. Actually, as soon as parents see that the boy is becoming little interested in spiritual life, Krishna consciousness, the first thing that they do is get him married. This is what they do. So, but after marriage also, Raghunath remained completely unattached. So they were worried what to do. And then, meanwhile, again, Lord Chaitanya comes to Shantipur on the way to Vrindavan. He comes, and then Raghunath becomes very excited. He said, I want to go on me. Parent says, no, don't go. Raghunath says, if you don't allow me, then my life will not be there in the body. So then parents said, okay, chalo. So the father gave many bodyguards and sent Raghunath. They go to Shantipur again. Raghunath is thinking, how can I get rid of these bodyguards and their so-called protection? So Lord Chaitanya, he comes to know that Raghunath is thinking like this. And then so he calls him and tells him, no, this is not the right time. You continue. Now you are a married person, you continue for some time. Till an appropriate time comes, you remain like a pound-shilling man, like a businessman, do your duties, but in the heart, you keep Krishna always. This is the formula. A very important understanding for anybody who wanted to increase in their Krishna consciousness. They may have to do all the duties till a ripe time comes, and then, but in the heart, they should be completely dedicated to Krishna. One cannot give up family life. Particularly in our moment, we don't encourage if somebody is married, don't encourage that they should give up this family life. They should execute their duties, but in the heart, they should continuously worship Krishna. If, of course, husband and wife both are interested, then they can join. 24 hours they can serve Lord Chaitanya, Krishna. That possibility is there. But the difficulties will come. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advises him like that, and then he says, when an appropriate time is there, at that time Krishna will give you the necessary intelligence of how you can escape and then join Lord Chaitanya. So that's the, so then Raghunath comes back. Actually, he is a very smart person. He handles many complicated issues, some issues with the Muslim, the tax collector, we have heard in the Mangalarti passage. He settles all that. Everything he is doing is, but inside, he is continuously devoted to Krishna. So, so then, once he thought that, why am I not able to achieve Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet? There is something wrong. So he realizes that, he hears that Nityananda Prabhu is coming to Panihatti to be with Raghav Pandit, one pure devotee. So he thought that, okay, it is better I go to meet Nityananda Prabhu and then take his blessings. So that's how Raghunath goes to Panihatti to meet Nityananda Prabhu. Panihatti is a nice scenic place, maybe from 1 hour from Calcutta airport, and it's on the banks of Ganges. And then, so very nice place. It is, Nityananda Prabhu personally explains that he likes such places. So that's why this year also we are planning to go to, of course, Ganges we cannot go. We are going to the banks of a water body to celebrate our festival. So, so when Raghunath went to Panihatti, he saw that Nityananda Prabhu was seated underneath a tree, looking extremely effulgent, highly influential, as if some hundreds and thousands of suns are rising in one shot. So Raghunath felt that maybe I am not qualified to go nearby, and then so he paid obeisances from a distance. Immediately Nityananda Prabhu's associates recognized Raghunath. They said, here is Raghunath, he is paying obeisances. Then Nityananda Prabhu said, yes, come here, you are a thief escaping from me, like that he calls him. And then he gives his blessings, and then he says, since you have committed a mistake of not coming near to me and going away, today I am going to punish you. Punishment of God means very difficult. At least that's what Raghunath used to think. But then Nityananda Prabhu says, I have so many associates with me here. So today you conduct a festival and feed all my associates with Chidadadi Prasad. Chida means the chipped rice, Dadi means the curds. So that's why this is known as Panihatti Chidadadhi Danda Mahotsav. It's actually a punishment festival. But Nityananda Prabhu's punishment is so nice that there is a feast for everybody, all the associates. They all got two varieties. One is chipped rice and curds, sugar, and some fruits. And then the one more is condensed milk, champakali, bananas, and sugar, like that. So everybody got two parts in their hands. And then, so that was a great feast. It is said that Lord Nityananda, by his influence, he invites Lord Chaitanya. And both of them enjoyed the feast. And in the end, Raghunath gets the Mahaprasad of Nityananda Prabhu. And then at that time, Lord blesses him that very soon you will attain the shelter of Lord Chaitanya. So being very happy, Raghunath goes back to his house, and then after some time, very soon, he gets an opportunity to escape. That is the great escape, which is narrated in the scriptures. And this time, Raghunath got the intelligence not to run in the same path, official path of path to Puri. He took all the, very difficult paths which generally nobody goes through, and then he reaches Jagannath Puri, in a few days. Didn't had much food, didn't had much milk and all those things, but nonetheless he was so drawn to Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself, that he decided, I will not get this chance again. This world is very dangerous. If I again go back to this vishy life, I don't know to which I'll get attracted, and then again I have to remain here. Very, very dangerous place. And then here is Lord Chaitanya. And Krishna himself, I will not get this opportunity. So he was very determined, and he reaches Jagannath Puri and surrenders to Lord Chaitanya. Imagine we are contemporaries. Lord Chaitanya came just 500 years ago. That moment is still active. We are fortunate that this moment is still active in this planet. There is no guarantee. We can come to this planet any time. There is no guarantee that it will be there. But now there is a guarantee that yes, 10,000 years this particular moment will be there. Now tell me, where will you get such knowledge? The kind of Bhagavad Gita translation, the kind of Bhagavatam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the kind of books that you got, just peacefully you sit and think, okay, where else I can get this? Tell me, is there any other source of knowledge where I can get such a clarity? And to describe Krishna, to describe the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such a systematic body of knowledge, tell me, where is it available? Everybody offers some little tips here and there, little knowledge. Not sure what about the absolute truth. What is this life? What is this world? Nobody has any understanding. But then here we can see Lord Chaitanya has so kindly has simplified the whole process. And he simplified on the basis of Shastra. He is a Yugavatara. He knows in this Kali Yuga, people cannot spend too much time on understanding Vedanta and meditation and all that. He simply gave Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Kevalam. Kalo Nastya. This is also nothing new. Spiritual life also, we are not discovering anything new. This chanting, dancing, all these things are nothing new. For example, when winter comes, everybody wears sweater and topi. Last winter we wore. Coming winter also we wear the same thing. There is nothing new. Last Kali Yuga also the same process, Harinam. This Kali Yuga also same process. But Lord Chaitanya, the Krishna as Lord Chaitanya, he will not come every time. Krishna has Lord Chaitanya, he comes only in this Kali Yuga, only once in a day of Brahma. So we are fortunate. Directly son of Nanda Maharaj, he has come as Lord Chaitanya. He has given this process, this knowledge. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached continuously to these Sanatana Rupa Goswamis and asked them to write these books, excavate the Leela Sthalis of Vrindavan. Their contributions cannot be estimated. If the Goswamis have not done what they have done, where is the book today? Where is that philosophy today? That's why we have to be very, very grateful to the Goswamis and our acharyas, previous acharyas. And Prabhupada represented all of them, and he has given this wonderful knowledge in the format that we can easily understand. Anybody can understand these books. Prabhupada's books can be understood by anybody. You don't need anybody in between to understand Prabhupada's books. That is one more illusion. How Maya brings so many illusions so that Jiva doesn't reach these books, Jiva doesn't reach this moment. So many obstacles. But by the blessings of Nityananda Prabhu, by the blessings of Guru, Srila Prabhupada, one can cross over these obstacles and then they can become part of this moment and then prepare for his eternal life. Any questions? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణవాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణవాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 91331077